Automatically, when a kid walks into a probation officer, he automatically assumes the kid takes narcotics, the kid's got BD, the kid's no good, he's dirty, he's lazy, he don't want to work, he's a criminal. Automatically, just because he's a Chicano.
A policeman sees him and gets the same impression.
They stop him, they roust him. They don't do that to Anglo kids. But they do that to Chicano kids.
They're bad.
They're bad. Chicanos, the white man ain't going to change it for us, and the black man ain't going to change it for us. We have to do it.
We started out to make a film about a young Chicano living in an urban ghetto. Before we had finished, we had generated discussion in the community that went far beyond the film itself.
We have to do something now. Anything is better than just sitting back and saying, well, don't do this, don't do that, because the police is going to get you, and all the time the police is getting you.
You know, I had your brown beret on. I went down there. They started talking about the brown beret as soon as I got in there. So there's one thing I can't get out of you guys. You won't tell me what you guys do. Cool, I don't want to tell you nothing. And then he kept jumping on my case. And then after that, he got right into white.
The guy was one of the first kids that came to the center.
He got mad.
And it was to the point he got so involved with the center that he didn't want to go to school.
Don't bother me. I told him that.
He must have got his cookies.
And like with Guy's case, it was a thing where we were more friends than we were anything else. As a counselor, they think this is very important. It was an open thing where you could come in, you wanted to sit down and rap. Whoever you wanted to rap to, fine.
What's that book they gave you? They gave you a book to read, didn't they?
Yeah.
Huh?
He said, read it.
What did they tell you? They give you a book, sat you down, and said, go to work, huh?
So they told Danny, here's a book. Fingers, that was it. Finger, tray, fill, stock, clip, blade, stuck. Bunk, that's it. Bunk is on, abuse, red, no, abuse.
Yes, no, take time.
Abuse. I don't know that word.
Okay, try next one.
I don't know that word.
What that means is that you can read, but you don't do a lot of reading.
Scrambled, okay?
Well, up until he got into the 7th grade, everything was okay. He had no problem. But after 7th grade, he started having a problem. Father always admitted from the time he was real small that he just couldn't talk to him. And everything the guy did made him angry. When he was small, if he'd fall down, he'd pick him up and spank him, you know. And that's the way it started. And as he grew older and he started getting into little things at school, he would, of course, always punish him, and he would be real severe in his punishment.
So anyway, man, I got her and I kissed her and I played the part, you know. I took her back right when we got in front of all the people. Then she made her, she threw her tantrum, man. Started screaming and wanted to throw me chingados. You know, I should get her in front of all the people before you would have hit her.
Get out of there, guy. Mom, look at guy. He took 2 strips of my bacon.
Sorry. God. I'll get you. Do you want some more?
Look how you get into that.
Oh,
Give me back my bacon and I'll give you some milk.
I'm gonna slap it on the head.
Mommy, throw it on your head.
Here my love.
Ooh, guy.
Well, he couldn't take anybody telling him what to do. and he especially couldn't take a man telling him what to do. I think that it has to do with the fact that his dad and I are divorced.
Oh, Mom, last time he was wearing it, that's what he did to him for another shoe.
You liar.
You did that to him, because when I got him back, I thought it was Dre. I was trying to take it off and when it come off.
Survive.
Liar, I didn't do nothing.
It looks like those old shoes were the black and white. With straight.
You're a liar, guy.
Well, he went to a couple of other schools and they would kick him out because he was like real rowdy with everybody, you know. He didn't get along with anybody. And then 2 years ago, he went to Montebello and he started blasting weed and dropping reds and whites.
How long has it been since you've been out of school?
2.5 months.
And then you were out, and you've been out for 2.5 months, and they just now let you back into continuation. That ought to tell you something. That ought to tell you how the system is, number one.
Now that he's back in that school, he'll probably be in jail within a couple of weeks.
Exactly. There's more narcotics at that school than there is anywhere else.
We don't want anybody loaded on campus. You know, that just, that just destroys it all. So, okay, so you come someday and, you know, you happen to be a little loaded. So what happens? Probably the best thing to do is come over to me.
What is it about this?
And so that I don't have to bust you. If the principal or, you know, one of the teachers sees somebody loaded on campus, principal is probably going to call a man. We talked about, you know, over there, just kind of touched on it, that they don't want you at the other schools, right?
Yeah.
Well, Mr. White, I saw you at Keppel yesterday, I guess.
And I was there and somebody threw a cherry bomb at me, so I threw a trash can at the car.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, he, I didn't talk to him, but I guess he was kind of,
We started rioting.
yeah. They don't want you.
The system rejected him. He couldn't really go to school because he didn't feel confident to go to school. So instead of just saying, okay, well, you know, I'm going to be a loner and do my thing the best way I can, he looked for that lean, that help.
You gonna be with any Lucas tonight?
Some brand named Lorraine.
Hey, you're my
She lives up in Garbage Hill.
Want some gawacha named Lorraine? Ah, that's my girl. Is that yours?
My girl.
It is, man. I ain't seen you had your hands on her yet.
Well, you haven't seen in the dark.
Yeah, because I'm with her in the dark. What about that girl Martha you went to see?
Martha? That's his now.
Oh, that's right. Excuse me for the switch off. You take turns, man. I mean, you know, we all dig on Chicano power. We don't like to fuck over our own raza and all that. But it's all gotta be a mutual understanding, man, you know? Say, like, if they come down the corner right now and a couple carloads and they jump one of our homies, of course we gotta go jump for him, man, see? But if they wouldn't do that, man, and we get together, man, and go down there and dust some pigs, man, it'd be different things, see? Like we've been doing.
Let's
throw a party today.
Right now, how about right now?
Let's go to get if I throw in $1, would you give me a gallon of
Get some wine, too.
I gave yours to David. Hey, nickel bag. There it goes, look at it, there it goes.
I come home and I see him kind of like passed out, you know, and I try to talk to him and he wouldn't make any sense. His speech would be all slurred. I started asking around and they told me that he was taking drugs.
Guy mama! Who got a cigarette?
Hey, looking for red. You know that shit? Weed? Hey, you guys looking all over the street, man. Red? Up there with, man. We're poor.
Most of the guys are dealing with here, like in any other community, the fact that they've been lied to so many years behind the use of marijuana. They've been lied to so that when they do try it and they find out that it's not as harmful to them as if they've been all this brainwashing and conditioning, then when somebody brings along and introduces red, then they say, well, I'm going to try it, marijuana. They said it was bad, it wasn't, they try red.
Well, yeah, that's the count. This doesn't count right here.
They say, we get some colorados tonight.
Hey, what chance to the door, Al? Hey, what you guys doing tonight?
You got loaded through chingazos.
Defense or offense? The one where you make the pass, catch the pass. All right, well, I can have you as a wide receiver. All right. You know, as long as we'll weird. It's been a safe one.
Ooh, that's good because you don't fucked up. You start throwing chingazos with everybody that was there.
Yeah. But, you know, I feel high a little bit like that, you know. But I need a couple more reds to make me feel better.
Yeah, because, you know, once you get a little teaser, man, you know, just like some pussy, man, you can make it with the brad, but you want a jugger after.
Yeah. But in Guy's case especially, man, like, many times when he was loaded on reds, I'd say to him, man, like, you sure I loaded? And he'd say to me, no, I'm not. And I think that in his mind, he really believed that. In his mind, psychologically, he really believed that he wasn't. His mind was functioning to the point that he could control the function of his mind, but he couldn't control the functioning of his body.
That ditch right there, drop it.
That's the kid's prep, man. No wonder the kids were here.
Yeah, fuck too.
So the kids were here. They're talking about no one's...
Yeah, your little carnal did it.
He goes to see his PO the other day, and his PO tells him, well, I think we're going to have to prosecute you on this. I guess you know you're going to end up in camp. So now he's got the attitude that, well, you know, the hell with it. Why should I do anything? I'm going to camp anyway. See? And that's what they want him to think. That's what they want. I kept telling him that over and over again. He wanted to get sent away. Unconsciously. You know, with Chicanos, you know, it's a thing that if you haven't been to campo, if you haven't been in a locked up situation, you know what's happening. You don't belong. It's like a status symbolism, right? It's like an image, man. I went to camp and look at me, man. I'm big and bad. Don't mess with me. And I think that this is one of the trips that he was going on. Your big brother goes, your cousin goes, everybody goes to jail. And, you know, I think that has a lot to do with why they have such a bad stereotype of the man, you know, the police. They've seen them in action, you know, at their best. If it wasn't beating their uncle or their father, their brother would beat somebody across the street.
So then we came out the same way we came in, but then we seen a cop car out there. And he was stopping somebody, so, you know, out of curiosity, we went to go see. We stopped in front of here because it was raining. And we were looking at him, and it got him salty, and he said that we were pinning him down, we were acting suspicious, you know, sneaking around buildings, you know. He was sniveling, you know, talking about how cold we were. So he came and brought his squad with him, you know, detectives and all that, made a big scene. And he's talking about he's new in the neighborhood.
I told him, you shouldn't say nothing because you don't know how we walk, so you might as well learn before you do it. He goes, don't worry, I'm going to get you sooner or later. You need a spray. No, I don't want. You need a spray. Shut up.
Acrylic. You could spray it onto a rag and then, like, inhale it from your mouth. Then don't put you really on the same trip as the rest. It has something in it to make you see things that you don't originally see.
Whoa. What is in my bag? My bag. Huh? You put it in your sister's bedroom, I think. My sister's bedroom? No.
He said to me once, you know, you're really my friend. And I said to him, I said, don't bet on it. But I didn't really hear him. I merely heard some words, man, that meant nothing. But when I thought about it later, he was trying to tell me something, man. He was really trying to reach out, something that he'd never done before. He was trying to reach out and say, hey, you know, somebody help me, just help me, guide me. Somebody do something, man, to show me the way. Because, you know, I'm tired of looking at him. I'm tired of really searching, you know, because everybody tells me I'm wrong. Can't I be right, you know, sometimes?
Our shooting kind of ended abruptly as of last Saturday. And could you tell us what happened?
Well, a guy was picked up and taken to juvenile hall. Well, I don't know if I should I say the charge?
That's up to you.
Well, he was picked up on a charge of kidnap and rape. But it isn't true. He was home and in bed when this was supposed to have happened. And they're detaining him because of the fact that the probation officer feels that he's been too much of a problem.
And if they send him to count for that, because it's going to be wrong. And he'll have, like, it's not going to be right to him, so he'll try something, like to probably escape or something. Because it's not that right to him, because he didn't do nothing in it.
I believe in these people. I believe in those little Chicanitos that are coming up. I'm not concerned with myself. It involves all of us, man. It's deeper than what it appears to be. You think I like it when I see these kids coming in here loaded on their heads on red? You think I like it? When they fall over and bump their head and it might accidentally kill one? You think I like it when they trip down the street because there's nothing for them to do because this society has made us be this way? They start at 12. By the time they're 17 years old, man, it's become a way of life.